On March 8, 2014, a modern passenger aircraft carrying 239 people simply vanished from the sky. No distress call, no clear crash site, no confirmed explanation, even years later. But first, remember to like and subscribe to not miss any information from the EST. MH370 was a Boeing 777 flying from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, to Beijing, China. The flight carried 227 passengers and 12 crew members from 14 different countries. Takeoff was normal, the weather was clear, the aircraft was mechanically great. Everything pointed to a normal overnight flight. At 1:19 a.m. local time, the pilot gave his final radio message, "Good night, Malaysian 370. Less than 1 hour after takeoff, MH370's transponder, the system that identifies aircraft on radar, was switched off. The plane then made a sharp turn west, away from its scheduled route, without informing air traffic control. Military radar later detected the aircraft flying across the Malaysian peninsula and out over the Indian Ocean. Then, it vanished. Okay, but now let's see what actually happened to the plane that simply just vanished. One of the most debated theories surrounding MH370 is that the aircraft was deliberately diverted by the pilot. This theory does not accuse any individual with certainty. It simply attempts to explain the technical evidence using known aviation procedures. Investigators became interested in this theory because of how the aircraft behaved. The transponder was manually switched off. The plane made deliberate course changes at precise navigation points, and it avoided heavily monitored airspace. These actions suggest intentional control, not random failure. One variation of the pilot theory involves something called hypoxia. Hypoxia is a condition where the brain is deprived of oxygen. At high altitude, hypoxia can cause confusion, unconsciousness, and eventually death, without pain and often without the person realizing what is happening. This theory exists because MH370 continued flying for several hours after contact was lost. Yet no radio calls were made, no emergency signals were sent, and no attempt to land the aircraft was observed. That suggests the crew may have been incapacitated early in the event. Commercial aircraft are normally pressurized to allow people to breathe safely at high altitude. If that pressurization is lost and not corrected, oxygen levels drop. This can cause everyone on board to gradually lose consciousness. If no one is able to intervene, the aircraft can continue flying on autopilot. Some investigators and analysts speculate that one person in the cockpit could have remained conscious while others became incapacitated. This could explain why no one responded to air traffic control, and why the aircraft flew silently for hours. It is important to stress, this is speculation, not proof. Another early theory surrounding the disappearance of MH370 was hijacking. This theory suggests that someone on board may have taken control of the aircraft against the crew's will. It was one of the first possibilities considered by investigators. Hijacking was considered because the aircraft made an unexplained turn away from its planned route. Its communication system stopped transmitting, and the plane remained airborne for hours without contact. Historically, hijackings have involved aircraft being diverted to unknown destinations. So investigators initially treated this as a serious possibility. Another theory about the disappearance of MH370 involves the aircraft's cargo. Specifically, the possibility that something on board caused an emergency that the crew could not control. Another theory suggests that MH370 was targeted, not for its passengers, but for something it was carrying. This idea proposes that someone wanted the aircraft's cargo, or wanted the aircraft itself, and acted to intercept or divert it. Many articles suggest that MH370 became what is known as a ghost flight. A ghost flight is an aircraft that continues flying on autopilot after the crew becomes incapacitated. This idea comes from the long, silent flight of MH370. The plane continued flying for hours, but no radio calls were made, no emergency codes were sent, and no attempt to land was observed. That suggests the crew may not have been conscious. This has happened before. In 2005, a Helios Airways aircraft lost cabin pressure. The crew became incapacitated. The plane flew on autopilot until it ran out of fuel and crashed. This shows that ghost flights are possible. After years of searching, analyzing, and theorizing, one truth remains. We do not know what happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Despite satellites, radar, and modern technology, a large passenger aircraft disappeared without a trace. What do you think happened to MH370? Do you believe one of these theories, or something else entirely? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.